Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims and welcome to Trauma! Are you ready to need therapy and a lot of alcohol? Because we are playing Virche Evermore, or Shua no Virche, whichever you want to call it. My brain keeps thinking of it as Shua no Virche, even though the English title is Virche Evermore. It's Virche. We here, whatever. Yeah. Okay. This is like Trauma the game, from what I understand. I'm gonna read you obviously the information from. We're gonna use a guide. We're using Atome Kitten's guide as normal, but I am going to read you this nice little disclaimer that she has on her review page, and I think you know it's. I'm actually just gonna go into the options for a hot second, just because I don't want the title song to start playing because I'm sure that's copyrighted. Hopefully the sound and everything is good. I have spent the last 20 minutes fucking around with this because I want you to be able to hear the music, but the music is very fucking intense. As you can kind of tell right now, if we stop. And But anyway, so, hi, welcome if you're new here. This is probably not the game to start with. I don't know. This is going to be Trauma. Also, I'm Spacey if you're new here. I swear a lot, and we don't play with voice acting on. If there is anything else that I forgot for new people, somebody will let you know in the comments. Don't worry. But yeah, I swear a lot, so if you're not into that, this isn't for you. If you're looking for a playthrough where the voice acting's on or basically, obviously, I do commentary. I do shitty voice acting. We give characters terrible, terrible voices, but everybody likes it because we have fun here with that, okay? So if you want to hear the Japanese voice acting, buy the game, play it yourself, okay? Support the game devs. I know not everyone can buy every game, and I'm not telling everybody to do that. It's just, listen, if you want the sexy, awesome Japanese voice acting, that's not happening here. We do terrible voice acting, okay? That's what we come for. And we do at the end, we do go through, turn on the voice acting and play and listen and everything like that. So we will do that at the end when we are done. But yeah, don't do voice acting. I swear a lot. I talk a lot through these. So if you are just here to just read it and blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't think we've had a bitchy comment like that in a while, but I have seen those comments like, oh my God, just read the game, stop talking. And it's like, if that's what you want, get the goddamn game yourself and play it yourself. All right? We are here to talk about this, throw out theories, throw out random stuff, analyze, and just, well, now I guess in this game, trauma dump? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, so those are the disclaimers about me and the channel. Hi, welcome. Hope you stick around if you're okay with all that stuff. Anyway, with that being said, for this game, I'm going to read you, I think Atome Kitten's disclaimer here is actually very beautifully written. I like it a lot, so I'm going to use it. This is word for word. I'm reading it from her thing, but it is very important. So this is a huge disclaimer. Please fucking pay attention, at least at this part, okay? This is rated M for mature. So first of all, if you're a child, you shouldn't be on my fucking channel anyway. Please get the hell out. Not for kids. This has never been for kids. Atome games really aren't for kids either, so no, you shouldn't be here. Definitely not for this game. I'm not going to deal with it. Not my problem if you're stupid enough to stay here and you're underage or whatever, okay? Okay, this features content with various trigger warnings. These include depictions of violence, gore, genocide, murder, torture, drugging and brainwashing, suicide, verbal and physical abuse, cult and mob mentality, decapitation, body horror, and scenes involving obsession with a minor. That one's going to trigger me. I don't like that. That creeps me out. No, I'm creeped out by that. Listen, I can probably handle the decapitation and body horror, and we've played games where there's some questionable stuff, but the obsession with them. Oh, no, there's no, get out of here. As with any media, it's crucial to be aware of your own sensitivities and comfort. Stress in that one, okay? When engaging with content that includes potentially distressing themes, such as the topics above. This is your warning. I'm not responsible for you. Be responsible for yourself. If any of those are nah, I can't handle that, peace out now. I will give you fair warning, There may be other things in this game that are not covered in that. That's on you. I don't know what they are. I'm going based on only this. I know it's a dark game. This is a lot more graphic depiction. What's in this disclaimer is a lot more. I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot more going on in here than I was expecting, but we're gonna go on this trauma train together. I will probably I am very prepared for this game to be like just an emotional fucking wreck through this whole thing, okay? That's what I'm expecting. Okay, that's my expectations for this just from the brief things that I've seen people post and talk about. I don't have a lot of spoilers or anything like that. I just know, yeah, there's a lot of trauma and there's a lot and it's dark and it's just like it's dark. I think we've played some like heavier games, but I feel like those are like gonna feel like balloons filled with helium compared to this one, and we're gonna see how much I cry. Okay. I feel like normally we're like, how many times has Spacey cried playing an Otome game? 2, maybe 3 times. This one I'll probably cry. How many times in an episode do I cry? I don't know. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. I will tell you if this gets too much, too heavy, and too like just I can't do it because it's wrecking me mentally, we will stop this playthrough. So this is probably the only game that I'm like, I am prepared that there's gonna come a point where I just can't do this. I'm preparing for that possibility. Not that it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying. So, fair warning. Don't know. If you're watching this years down the road and it says completed, I made it through. Good for us. And I will not blame anyone, even you guys that have been here for a long time and you watch everything, you watch things fully. If this gets too heavy for you, please do not feel like you have to finish what. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Okay? Peace out and leave. Be like, can't do it. Okay? Because I don't know, I'm just preparing for this to be trauma train, okay? I don't know. All right. So that's the warnings and everything like that. Again, just check out Otome Kitten's review on it if you need more information and to reread the disclaimer about the trauma. But there's a lot of things. I mean, you kind of know violence, gore, but it's murder, torture, drugging, suicide, obsession with the minor, the body horror. It's every little. There's games where you're like, yeah, you have these couple things over here, and this one has this couple, and this just has all of them. So like, it's all the negative, all the trigger warnings from every game ever, all in one. So I really feel like we should call this trigger warning the game. But anyway, also, I'm going to do the best I can to pronounce some of these names. I think I looked some of them up, so I think we'll be okay. Anyway, I'm not sure if Arpachel is the right name of the country. We're going to go with that. There's lots of accent marks in this. But anyway, Arpachel, that's what I'm guessing. Sounds French-ish. Anyway, is a small island country surrounded by the sea and black flowers of misfortune called, I think it's Lycoris Noirges? That's obviously noir, but anyway. So anyway, black flowers. The people of this country are born with a curse that leads to death at the age of 23. The people of the country lament and oppose their short-lived fate. So basically we're playing 1783 the game, because we all gonna die. This is also why in anime, once you hit 30, you're depicted as being fucking decrepit and old as shit, because I feel like this plot, like, once you hit 23, you die. Is like, yeah, I feel like a lot of anime kind of feels like once you hit 30, oh my god, how are you still alive? You know, so not surprised about that. After many years of research, a system was created, a memory download system where the body that dies by age 23 is discarded and only the memories live on. So it's like you're not really dead, you just put in a robot body, right? 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 Robot bodies for all? Those who live forever through memory download are known as relivers. I'm assuming it's relivers, not relivers. You should be reliving, not reliving. You know what I mean? Anyway. And continue to resist their short lives. Meanwhile, there's a girl known as Death. I'm assuming that's us. I'm pretty sure that's us. As everyone she's involved with dies before the curse can consume them. Fun. Just as she's about to end her own life in regret, a mysterious man who calls himself the Watchman of Death appears before. I'm assuming that's one of our love interests. Under the Watchman's guidance, the girl will approach the truth of the various mysteries of death that haunt this country, whether she likes it or not, and without knowing that despair is the fate that awaits those who are loved by, air quotes around death, which is us. So anyway, we got all of our characters. So I'm also reading kind of important information about. Normally, we don't read like walkthrough stuff, or I don't read about the characters, but I did read this on the walkthrough stuff because I always go through and just read her little information on like recommended route order and stuff. So this has 6 main love interests, but there's only 5 routes. Mathis, Lucas, and Scion's routes can be played right from the start. Eves' route in Act 2 will remain locked until you complete the initial 3 routes. Once you've cleared Eves' route, Act 3 will automatically unlock, granting access to La Salute. Les Salute? Les Salute? Whatever. And that encompasses Adolphe and Onco's routes. This route's also incredibly long, consisting of 7 chapters, and because the other ones are normally 4 to 5, I guess. For those who love to gradually unravel Virche's mysterious plot and aim to experience the game at its best, I recommend this route order. And this is suggested by Automate's official blog. So Mathis, Lucas, Scion, Eves, and then La Salute, which makes sense. Okay. Did I say Eves? I'm pretty sure it's just Eve. Good God. Anyway, I'm going to fuck that up sometimes because there's an S on it. So anyway. This sequence, in my opinion, not only minimizes spoilers at the beginning, but also offers what I consider to be a seamless and engaging storytelling experience for Virche Evermore. So, Automate recommended this order, and Atome Kitten backs it up, so we trust that. I trust her, okay? We trust her. That's why we use her guides. So, she has a note in here for walkthroughs. Keep in mind that this game forces you to play all the despair endings, tragic endings. Okay. First, before you can get to the salvation endings, good endings, I'd like to point out, from what I understand, I don't think the good endings are all that good. It's not like happy unicorn marshmallows and rainbows and gummy drop trees and that's what I want. I want my unicorn rainbows and I don't think we get in that, even in the quote unquote good endings. All right, I think this game's bamboozling me with that. All right, so like, but it's interesting because obviously we do the good ending and then we play the bad endings. And then it's like, so this one, it's like, now fuck you. You play all those bad endings, and then you can have the maybe not as tragic, but probably still not good endings. I feel like for this game, the salvation ends and the good ends are going to be like when we go to games and they're like, the normal end. And you're like, this is normal? This is devastating. What the fuck? What part of this is normal? You know? I feel like that's going to be what the good endings are. And you're like, how is this good? I mean, I guess compared to the despair ending, but like, shit, you know? So, good times. All salvation endings will only become accessible after completing Act 3. Unlike Act 3, you have to clear all the despair endings for the characters Mathis, Lucas, Scion, and Eve in Act 2. Simply put, it's impossible to access all the good endings until you clear all the bad endings. So, fuck! So that's that. And then, so we are going to start with Mathis because that was the recommended order. So I'm going to open up the guide. We're going to go back to the main page. Okay, Mathis's route can be played at the start. If this isn't your first route, you can start by letting your common route. We don't have that. Common route bad endings are listed at the bottom. Feel free to play them, whatever. Recommended route order, okay. Part of Virche's charm is its gameplay ambiguity, so I recommend not knowing the ropes when you start. However, if you're looking to save time and plan out your gameplay strategy in advance, feel free to click the drop down below. How to unlock Mathis's salvation ending. Click only after you've completed the despair end, a story of... Okay, so we'll skip that. We'll just... I won't do that. We'll start a new game or load common route save file 3. Okay, so we're going to have to... Okay. Where are we going? Start. Can we change our name? Yes, we can. We're not going to be Ceres, of course. Wait, where's... Oh, delete is Y. We spacey! Also, in case you're one of those people who are new here... Everybody is spacey because I like to be as awkward as fuck when I have to read lines. Spacey, I love you. And, after how many... Okay, guys, I can't spell my own name when I'm talking. Because after how many years, near a decade, pushing playing these games? Are we at like 7 or 8 years now? I think we're pushing 8. Are we more than that? Jesus Christ, I don't even know. But after all this time, it's still like, come on, let's get busy. And then they give you a sexy and you're like, I don't want to read this. It's awkward. And then it's always like, Spacey, I love you. And it's so fucking awkward having to say that to myself. So, we keep doing it. I like to sort of self-insert. Look, we're kind of adorable. I like the fact that she got... Okay. Maybe she's got the stupid rat tail thing going on, but it looks like she's got a cute little short bob. So I like that. Oops. I was trying to hit confirm. Good God, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, most of you know Because you're watching other games when I say this. But for those of you who are new here, I'm not doing well. My vitamin D levels are on the floor. So, like, my brain processing, just my, like, I'm a mental, physical, and emotional wreck right now. So, this is a great time to start this game. My moods are already off the chart all over the place and weird because my vitamin D levels are low and that can cause, like, mood issues. So, like, they're going to be like, I type 2 wise guy. Like, that's literally how my day is going. It's a Wednesday. I don't know what day this is going up, but it's a Wednesday when I'm filming it. Anyway. Okay. We can't go to the menu. All right. I thought the text speed would be fine, but it's not. Okay, anyway. This land has been touched by death. This land has succumbed to death. As the people couldn't resist death, they instead decided to repeat it. To live beside death for all eternity. Birds, simmer the fuck down. I have a bird, if you're new here. He likes to sit with me, and he's, like, trying to chew on my headset, and he's driving me bonkers. To live with the curse of death's love. I don't know who's talking, so I'm just going to read it normal. Was it death who mocked us with this curse eons ago, only to disappear? Or perhaps, when I can get to the menu. Okay. Okay, good. Guys, I tried, but I was like, when you go into the text speed, and say you do this and you want to change, look how fast that goes, if you want to change the text font. But, like, it doesn't tell you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want, when I change text speed, I want to see what the speed is so I can do it before I get into the game, because I like it to go a little faster than I read. Not under the, oh my god, it's gonna kill me. I forget what game we played, and, like, I swear I tried to increase the text speed and I didn't. Someone's like, you clicked the wrong thing, that's why. And I was like, fucking stupid. Anyway, under the leaden sky, I sat alone in a field of black licorice, surrounded by the symbol of death. Okay, yeah, no, that's still too slow. Good God. Look, we gotta adjust some things as we go sometimes. Hopefully, actually, to be fair, I'm going to turn the sound effects up a little, because I don't know if you can hear the rain. I have it turned down very low because the music gets very intense. I will try to adjust as we're going, but I don't want... Like, normally, when the voice acting comes on, it'll mute the sound, but the voice acting's off, so it's not going to mute the sound based on me. And if we're doing a softer voice, it gets quiet. I get quieter, you know what I mean? So, I don't want to be drowned out by the music, but I want you to be able to hear it. I don't know. I can't tell, and unfortunately, even though I know you can hear it, I can't see it registering. Listen, I spent 20 minutes fighting with it, so we'll kind of adjust as we go if this part's a little wonky. But, Bird, I need you to simmer the fuck down, Jesus! I sat alone in a field. Oh, I read that. Okay, surrounded by the symbol of death. In my weakened hand was a single dagger that I could barely grasp. I guess this is it. The words sparked my memory. I slowly began to recall the faces of all the people I had killed thus far. I mean, we kind of knew this was going to happen because we started here. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to, harm herself. But it's still like, yeah, it does start off pretty intense, doesn't it? The first of the many souls that were lost was a young man of 18 years old who had been under the care of the orphanage. I liked him. I thought of him as my own brother, one who would play with me whenever I wanted. But this gentle soul didn't receive death's blessing, and in the 6th month after our first meeting, she kills people fast. Cursed blood spewed from his dying lips. I gotta be honest, like, the scenery, like, when did you do that, the flower, and then the little flower petals, like, that was the blood spewing, that was really pretty, like, good. I like, nice touch. Second, it's a frail young girl at the orphanage with whom I shared a room and befriended. Although the glitching in the background of our memories is probably... That's going to drive me a little bonkers. She was far too young to be loved by death. One morning I awoke in the bed that we slept in together, only to discover... See, like, the way the petals, like, that's supposed to be, like, their life leaving, or the blood spew... I don't know, but I like it. A cold, breathless body lying next to me, with eyes rolled back and mouth agape. That's traumatizing. Third, oh, the glitches are getting more intense as she remembers. A sisterly young woman who stayed with me out of concern for the grieving girl who had lost 2 companions in such a short time. The fourth, the friendly twins who fawned over me as though I was their own sister. Is that technically fourth and fifth? Or like 4 and 4.5? They're twins. The fifth, a worker at the orphanage who was unsettled by the sight of my isolated existence. I kind of feel like that's 6, because I don't think the twins really count as one person. The 6th, 7th, the 8th. Listen, you're trying to assuage your guilt by, like, taking one out for those twins, but, like, girl. I'm gonna try, like, listen, I know this is gonna be heavy and stuff. I'm probably gonna be making some jokes in between, because that's how I deal with, like, intense shit. Okay? I got that from my dad. So, that's how I deal with stuff. Also, I figured what we should be doing, because this is gonna be very heavy, is we already have bad accents, but we should make really, really bad ones. Like, really French accents like this, which is just like the Looney Tunes version of a French accent. It's totally like not even, I don't think French people sound like that. But we should do accents like that for random side characters, where it's like, townsfolk, eh? And just do like weird, just to lighten it up a little, get some levity in this. So, you know, in the midst of your tears, like, this is really traumatizing, but that's kind of funny. That's a really bad accent. I appreciate the slight humor in this, you know. Otherwise, we might all cry. So, we might need to do bad accents like that just to not be traumatized, okay? Oh, Jesus. Huh? How many have I counted? What are you doing here? Like, it is death! Ho ho ho! You know what I mean? But anyway. That's not a full sentence. Anyway, it's death. That girl is death! Everyone around her's killed before the curse of this land consumes them. That fire, all those dead bodies. I'm sure she killed them all with her cursed powers. I mean, are we saying, like, obviously everybody dies by the time they're 23. But, and being around us, we somehow kill them earlier. Are you saying there's not a single person who has ever died before 23? I mean, the fact that we've killed at least, as Sheik said 8, but 9. Let's be real, those twins count as 2 people, girl. Come on. That's a big ass coincidence, but yes, that may be so. Everything must be my fault. Even the incident in the back alley. I killed them with my powers of death. Who else could it be but the one responsible for the deaths of those who were kind to me? That crimson light was more than enough to make me come to a decision. The hellish memories of my youth returned. Did the man see? Why was he man C and not A? We haven't seen A and B. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, like, did he burn the did they come and, like, burn the orphanage down trying to kill me? Well, like, shit. No! So hot! Water, please! So dry. Hot. Ah! I don't know who's screaming, I'm sorry. Hot! So hot! Someone! Anyone, help me! No, please! This must be someone that we know or something, because there's question marks. There's also a CG already. Oh, also, for those of you who are new here, I will tell you when there's a CG. I will do my best. Because I know that people like to multitask and you just kind of listen and you're doing other shit. So I tell you when there's CG so you know when to look. I will also point out things too with like, oh, that background's really pretty, or like, oh, look at this version of their sprite is different. So you know when to look up, and so I got you. Okay? So you go ahead, you paint, you draw, you do your homework, do whatever you want to do. You know, whatever you're doing, you're cross-stitching, you're knitting, whatever it is, I got you, okay? So anyway, half a CG. I'm assuming that's probably one of our love interests, or a character that we should give a voice to, but I don't know, so. I don't know who it is yet, so. Please, save her! Ah! I can't trauma scream because it'll make me sad, so. The images surfaced in my mind as the cold tears slid down my cheeks. Also, I'm sorry my voice is like really hoarse right now, and I don't know why. Were they memories of my own past death? That's interesting. Okay, all right, interesting. Mystery there. Or perhaps it was a nightmare to grieve the happiness I wasn't allowed in this life. So that's why it was question mark. We don't know who it is because that's maybe a memory. I don't have the right to grieve. I positioned the dagger in my hand, a dagger that was his treasure, not mine. It's his. Cold light that gleamed from it fell to me like the warmth of a hearth. Oh God, another CG. Damn. Okay, I've got to be honest. The CG art's really pretty so far. I mean, as pretty as it could be, but I mean, like, it's kind of traumatic because she's got a knife to her throat. But like, look at how pretty it is, and honestly, in a way too, like, there's so much detail with the rain and detail in the strands of her hair, and yet her face is almost so very simple, but you can still see the sadness almost in her eyes. But it's just like her nose, mouth, and shit. That's just very simply drawn because that's not really what you're supposed to focus on. I don't know if that's intentional, but I like it. Because there's so much detail in everything else, like the details on her fingers, ruffles in her clothing, and yet her face, the only detail on her face is her eye. I don't know. I like it. And the lighting on it's pretty too. Okay, so I like it. I pointed it to my neck. I couldn't let fear take hold of me now. With each passing day, I lived as death. 4 lives were lost, wilting away and scattering like licorice petals. They wilted, scattered. They went up in flames. I could no longer bear it. Dear God, I, I've killed so many people. I accepted that I'm, I accept that I'm a sinner. I have no right to live again. I strengthened my grip on the hilt of my dagger to stop my hands from shaking. And as a single teardrop fell, I brought it toward me. The sharp metal sank into my throat. Oh, okay, I figured someone was going to stop us before this, but, okay. Also, I know that the plot is that, like, people who want to avoid death, do the memory download thing, but is that, like, an automatic thing? Or are we talking, like, Dollhouse level where you, like, did you ever watch Dollhouse? You really should. It's a good fucking show. It's kind of fucking weird. But, like, it's damn good. But, like, spoiler for one episode, like, there's a woman who, like, downloads her memories because she knows she's dying into the machine that, like, creates people so that, like, when she dies, she can be put in the body of one of the dolls and, like, so she gets these brain scans every so often. You know what I mean? So, like, so the point is she has to go. I'm scheduling my brain scan today. Okay, you go, and then if you die tomorrow, great. If you die 3 months from now before your next brain scan, you've lost the last 3 months of your life, but you remember everything else when they put you in a different body. So is, like, that what happens? Is it an automatic upload thing, or do you have to, like, go to a facility and get it done? Also, I'm pretty sure Atome Kitten had a note like, don't get too detailed on the science because it's weird pseudoscience and it's kind of like, just have fun with it type of a thing. So I will tell you that's probably going to drive us all crazy because I try to logic everything out. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I have to sometimes be like, it's just magic. Okay. Here it's going to be like, I don't understand this, but okay. Because it's not real medical science or real science, okay? It's pseudoscience, it's made up, it's weird. Which, I mean, I think is usually fine, but sometimes it's like, but you got to point C, but skip how? That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, I'm just curious if it's an automatic upload or you have to, like, go and pay or go to a facility and get it done type of a thing. How does the memory download thing work? Because it sounds like the people who avoid death, so it doesn't sound like it's everybody. So if we didn't do that, we just stabbed ourselves in the throat. Shit. My vision turned a vivid red, and I felt my body slowly collapse under the bed of flowers. It was hard to breathe. Yeah, you stabbed yourself in the throat. The burning sensation in my throat flowed through my mouth in a stream of blood. Soon it would paint the black licorice that symbolized this land a deep red, returning them to their original color. Okay, we got some lore going on, maybe. A reddish tinge on the black petals would not make much of a difference. It was as though the flowers beneath me were telling me that my death meant nothing. So strange to be mocked by a desolate field. My vision was getting darker. The sinful life of death was nearing its end. I'm sorry. Please, don't forgive me. But please, if possible, please don't bring me back as death. I don't want to kill anymore. My only wish, if I was to be reborn, was to live life as a normal girl. But okay, I guess we're gonna find out more. But I'm curious. I thought it was like a memory download. But then are you reborn in your same body? Because this seems like weird sci-fi loop, and there seems to be more in going on there than that. Sorry. Whose name did I speak with my last breath? Yeah, I'm curious too. Are we gonna go 2 weeks ago? I feel like that's another little mystery. And when we get to the end will explain more of this. So I didn't make it in time. Oh, who's I? Oh, we're somebody else? Are we in somebody else's body now? Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, okay, listen. Normally when we switch characters and we're in another character's perspective, there's a border, there's something around it that gives you that indication that shows you, oh, we're someone else now. And maybe it's not doing that because you don't know who you are right now. It's supposed to be a mystery. So if this is the way the game goes, without telling me, oh, hey, we're in Scion's body, we're in Anko's body, we're whoever now, I'm not going to know. We're going to get messed up on who voice I'm reading it in. I can read the lines in their voices, but I can't read this if I don't know who we are. You know what I mean? So that might be a little weird. Because, I'm saying, I didn't make it in time, but I'm dead now. Maybe. So whoever we are is not me. It's not Spacey. Well, I don't know. So I think we've switched perspectives. So question mark person that we are is I didn't make it in time. Why? Why has this happened? You can see now there's no line, but there's a name that is just question marked out. So I won't accept this ending. The death that took her from me, the curse, and whoever was responsible. I'll read it slightly different because I know I'm a different person. I'm hoping that as you go and know the characters that one day I will kill them all. That was overdramatic. Anyway, one day I will kill them all. Something from her fate to kill. Something running from her fate to kill? I couldn't read what that said. Something from her fate to kill. Anyway. And we heard a rewind sound. This land has been possessed by death. This land has been defeated by death. Oh, okay. So we just stabbed ourselves for realsies, and now whoever the character was that said I wasn't in time is gonna rewound and okay. Alright. Okay, game. We're getting crazy up in here. Sweet. This land has been defeated by death. Unable to fight the curse, the people of this land chose to repeat death and live with the end forever. Oh, this is different. Unable to fight the curse, the people of this land chose to repeat death and live with the end forever. Death watches the people driven to death to this day. It smiles scornfully as it looks on from the black licorice fields. I'm saying licorice instead of licorice because that sounds like licorice, and that just like licorice. Licorice is that sounds creepy. I'm assuming it's licorice. I don't know. But this is an interesting little. Okay, it's gone now. Never mind. It was an interesting little transition scene. I like the art. I like the art deco-ness that's got an art deco effect kind of going on with the title thing. And then there's also, it looks like blood spatter or whatever. But the text box is I don't know, I like it. I like the art. I was dreaming. Just like the black licorice flowers. Licorice flowers? I just said licorice flowers and I said I wasn't going to do. That just felt so gross on my tongue. Guys, I'm sorry. Many, many lives were scattered into the crimson light. A nightmare of the burning and someone reaching for you. The nightmare began in a field of flames. All right. So we're back to this. Okay. Which at the time when we stabbed ourselves in the neck was a past. Burning, crumbling. Just yesterday, this was a special place for the smiling children, but. No! So hot! Help! I don't want to die! I won't be able to come back to life! It's kind of more traumatic when it's poor little children. Orphan children. The boy with the bright, innocent smile who told me that my stew was delicious turned into a lump of charred meat that smelled of oil. Oh, the burning and crumbling continued to reap the lives of those in my tiny world. Water, 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 please. So dry, hot. Some perished in the flames. Some were crushed by the falling debris from the house. And of course, like if you're not watching, good for you, because you don't get to see the blood splatter all over the screen. You can look up and see it, and now you know it's there, whether you see it or not. You don't get to get away from the suffering. One stood without motion, crying and praying over and over again. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It's because I'm here. There was no point to my pathetic tears. They evaporated as soon as I shed them. The wall next to me groaned. Yeah, if we didn't think this game started trauma, listen. If you didn't think it was going to start in the midst of trauma, it's Butch slapped you in the face with that, didn't it? Soon began to crumble and collapse in flames above me as though to take my life. With no strength left to run, I closed my eyes and knew that I'd soon follow the others, who had turned into ash. Someone is saying, "No!" A shadow jumped out of the crumbling wall. I heard the desperation in his voice. It's going to be one of our love interests, I'm assuming, but I just don't know who. That alone was enough for me to understand that it was directed toward me. And guys, I tried to figure out, listen, I sat here for like an hour earlier trying to be like, okay, which voice am I going to give them? Like, how am I going to do this? Because we only got so many voices. But like, none of these guys have like bro dude face where I'm like, yeah, we could totally give him the impy voice. You know what I mean? So like, I had to adjust and we gotta make some concessions and some are going to be kind of similar. But to me, I'm like, they sound different to me, but they probably don't sound different to you, but whatever. Anyway, that alone was enough for me to understand that it was directed toward me. And every single time, every game, it doesn't matter how many years I've been doing this, every time I plan out, I'm like, okay, I think I got the voices down. The person shows up, and then I always feel the stage fright of like putting their voice on. I don't know why, guys. How long have we been doing this? How long have you been here, like, dealing with these voices? Like, stage fright every time. After all, the boy who would jump toward me, show me so I know who it is. I just see a hand. Ah! Okay, I don't know who it is. Was now enduring the flames and the suffering that should have befallen me. Who are you? Why are you? No! Don't give up! I'm doing a normal voice because I don't know who it is. I can't tell because this is the same CG we had the first time. It's just a hand and a mouth. The boy groaned in anguish as his face burned, but still he grabbed my hand with strength. You know what? Now my bet would be on Eve because he's got like kind of a mask on the side of his face. Like the left side. Which would be, if you think about it, he's reaching out. This character's reaching out with the right hand. Could be the left side of his face. You know what I mean? He's got like a mask or something going on. Or something going on. I'm assuming it's a mask. I don't know. Or he's a part robot. Okay. That would be interesting. Are we robots? But anyway, so if his face is burning and he's actually a character, and which I would assume based on the CG, that's my bet. He was doing his best to somehow lead me to the exit beyond the collapsed wall. The flames burning his flesh only grew. Yeah, okay, I would bet that. Hot. So hot. Anyone, help me. I gotta see him to know it's him, so I'm not gonna give him the Eve voice just in case. We're just gonna give him a generic voice right now. No, please. Please, save her. The kind, strong soul that was trying to save me. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's him. It's like it looks like when he's young. He looks baby. It's baby Eve. Ah! Anyway, screaming. His face was melting from the flames. It's definitely. He let out a horrific scream. I'm pretty sure he's the one with the. Okay, I think it. I'm not fully used to. I can't fully remember. My cards are over on my thing. And with that, the memory ended. Yeah, it's definitely him. Or I'm pretty sure Eve is the one with the like mask. Hold on, let me go back to the beginning of the. Let me go. Mathis is the cute little boy. Lucas is like our goddamn beautiful princess. Zion's like the hot whore. Yeah, Eve is the one with the mask kind of thing going on. So okay, yeah. So, but he looked younger there, so that's what I thought. I haven't fully 100%. I'm like, I think I know what the characters are in my head, but with my luck, I'm gonna say the wrong name. Anyway. I awoke with a silent scream. My body was drenched in sweat, and I could feel my chest heaving with panting breaths. I tried to calm myself, placing my hand over my heart. So this is interesting. Did we rewind time where us stabbing ourselves in the neck didn't actually happen yet? Or are we alive again and that actually happened? And did the fire not happen twice? What's going on? Mysteries! We'll find out, I'm sure, but those are my questions right now. Which again, I don't think we're supposed to know, obviously, right now. I felt it beating. I hadn't been burned, nor was I cold and lifeless, which meant I'm alive? Why was I alive? It's just the look on her face with the giant eyes was cute. Just as I had finished uttering those words, another thought arose from within. Dream. So I wonder if Eve was the one who showed up when we stabbed ourselves in the neck and was like, I'm too late. You know what I mean? Because obviously if he tried to save us once, you know? Anyway, a dream. I let out a sigh and looked around the room. A dream or a memory? I'm pretty sure it's a memory, guys. Hi, would you not bite my face? I know, you... Yes, this is definitely my room. The images I saw were from my past. A nightmare. All the orphanages look so similar that my dreams blended easily into reality. Still, why did I dream about that fire? Okay, it sounds like, yes, it was a dream, but it was a dream of a memory. Okay. Nothing of note happened before I went to bed. I wonder if it's a sign that... No, just stop, Spacey. Just the thought of the worst happening makes me feel like it'll come true. If I don't feel that right there, right? I gently shook my head to wake myself up and heard a light knocking on the door. Spacey, are you awake? May I come in? Oh, yes, please come in. I still haven't had a chance to dress yet, but there's no need to worry. It'll just be you and me. I have no idea who it is, so. Oh! Oh my god. Okay. You cannot. This game. Here's your trigger warning. Why did you dress a nun like this? Listen. I'm not even in the slightest bisexual, okay? The only gay in me is the gay man that lives in my brain, and it was like, that man's hot, okay? I am so far on the straight spectrum, alright? Again, only gay in me is gay man, okay? But like, this bitch is hot. Okay, we've played other Otome games where you have like side characters. You're like, she's cute, she's pretty, like whatever. But like, you cannot dress a nun like this. This is, I love it. This game is like, we're gonna be wildly inappropriate with all the triggers and all the murder and the death and the shit. And oh, by the way, this is like a nun, but like, she is sexy nun. Like, she is wearing a tight ass dress. She got boobs for days. She's like, what? Showing those shoulders, girl. That's like a really cute fucking dress. The only thing is like you got the nun habit, like hat thing going on. Like, but girl, you can't. This game is ridiculous. I love it. Good choice. Anyway. Good morning, Spacey. What a wonderful day it is. Thank God there's another woman, though, to give a voice to. She came in looking as beautiful as always, her habit swaying gracefully. Yeah, I mean, seriously? Listen, I know that there's a lot of people when you play Otome games who are like, I wish we had the female love interest. And I'm like, nah, I'm not into that at all. But like, every once in a while, you put a slutty nun in front of me, and I'm like, as inappropriate as it would be, okay. To be fair, we did have our lady love interest in Butterfly's Poison, and that was fine. I'm okay with it. It's not what I look for in a game. I'm not clamoring for, like, please put a... No, I'm okay if we never do that. Because, like, I'm not interested in ladies, so, there's already enough routes where you're like, yeah, the baby-faced, adorable ones where they look like they're 12, not into those. Like, certain characters types you're not into, and you got to play those anyway. And then you're going to add women into it. And I'm like, I don't want to romance a lady. But But as long as they make the routes worth it and it, like, if it's hot none here, I mean, okay. This game's gonna make us feel all sorts of questionable shit, isn't it? Oh god, what have we gotten into? Anyway. Good morning, sister. It's Salome. That's how you pronounce that. I had to look it up because I was like, Salome? Like shalom? No, it's Salome. I'm pretty sure. That's what we're going with because that's the pronunciation that I found. So, anyway, good morning, Sister Salome. Oh, and then look at that. And then she's giving us that look. Well, fuck. Listen, I was never bisexual, but like maybe in this Atome game I am a little. I don't know. She's so hot. Uh, no, wait. I mean, good morning, Mother. Very good. Like, she is adorable. And now she's adorable. Stop it. You surprised me. I wondered if I'd done something wrong for you to address me like a stranger. I'm sorry. I must have still been half asleep. Sister Salome, it was 7 years ago after the events of my fiery dream. The founder of this orphanage took me in when I had nowhere else to go. All of the children raised here, as well as those who have left to stand on their own, lovingly referred to her as Mother. It was she who had instructed us to do so. Okay, then I really feel like there's a complex now if it's like, damn, she's hot, Mother. Okay, wait. She ain't our real mom, is I? Salome, 1. The founder and matron of the... Oh, I forgot tour guide Spacey voice, I'm sorry. Also, my voice is a little hoarse, so it's weird right now. The founder and matron of the orphanage where the heroine lives. She's regarded as a mother by the orphans. That was pathetic tour guide Spacey voice. I'll try to do better. Judging by her appearance alone, I'd say she was around the same age as I was. But in this country known as... Was it Arpachel? Is that where we're going with? That's what we're going with. I don't know. Appearance was the least trusted of all. Then again, oh, that's true, because, like... Again, okay, so I'm curious as to when you die and you have your memories uploaded and downloaded, like, do they put it back into your body? How do they do this? Again, that'll be the explanation, like, so maybe she's like 700. Who knows? Then again, going strictly by physical age, no one of 23 years or older existed here. Mother, was there something you needed? A task for me to do right away? That's right. It was the very reason I came to wake you up. We're in an orphanage, so, like, are we like 17? We did mention that one of the people we killed was a boy of 18 who lived in the orphanage with us, so... I mean, I was assuming that this went by normal orphan, like, once you hit adult age, you can go out on your own, but maybe we chose to stay here. I'm curious about our age. I have no idea how old we are. That is, if you don't mind. I was wondering if you might help me prepare breakfast for everyone. Huh? My bewildered response was not because I intended to refuse, but, Mother, it's just that... Aren't the children going to hate that idea? I suppose so. And that is, if you were to serve them a plate of only vegetables, I wouldn't be surprised if they all made an attempt to flee. Beezy, I understand how you feel and what's going through your mind, but I sincerely believe that you've committed to a life of self-loathing. At the very least, I can tell you that I'd be delighted to enjoy a home-cooked meal from you. Do we love her? I think we love her. I see. I'm sorry for saying such a thing so early in the morning. Every main character needs a good wing woman friend, okay? And I feel like Salome is a good wing woman friend. And mom figure, even though we're the same age. Well, that's true. We can't be like 17 or 18 if she's roughly our age. So we're older and we probably just decided to stay here at an orphanage. But why? Anyway, we'll get those answers. I'll help prepare breakfast. I just need a moment to change my clothes. Good. I'll be waiting. The kinder Mother was, the more I despise myself for always responding with depressing thoughts. The little backgrounds are cute. I like them. There were 16 people at the orphanage, including myself. The youngest here was 3 years old. The next oldest after me, the next oldest after me was 13. Unlike Mother, the children here looked their age. As I ate silently next to Mother, I listened to the children's lively conversation.
Mother, it's good. The omelet's really tasty today. It's so soft and fluffy. How'd you do that, Mother? Your omelets are usually all burnt up. Yeah, it's a miracle that Mother finally did it. I bet that means it's gonna rain tomorrow.
I can't do the kid voices right now because my voice is hoarse. Well, aren't you kids rude? It's only natural that the omelets are so delicious today because the chef who prepared breakfast today was none other than Spacey. The moment the children heard those words, that was amazing. The game's got the beautiful, like, la 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 music, and then the second this clipped on, the music, dun, just hard fucking stop. It was almost a record scratch. Dude, that's great. I love it. The moment the children heard those words, they suddenly stopped eating. And now we have sort of drama music. It's very subtle piano music. I knew this would happen. Children were staring at me with a mixture of confusion and anxiety on their faces. It was a kindness that they didn't look at me with hatred after having lived with me all this time, which is why the look of fear in their eyes filled me with guilt. Suddenly, one of the boys who turned 13 this year quietly pushed back his chair and stood up to leave. Where are you going, Milo? Unless there's a good reason, you are to sit and finish your meal with gratitude. And don't tell me you forgot such basic manners. Shh! Milo was reprimanded by Mother before sitting back down with a click of his tongue. He now sat quietly, staring at the half-eaten omelet without any movement. He's like, I still have 10 years left to go! Upon seeing Mother's mouth begin to open again to reprimand him further, I gently tugged on her sleeve. It's all right, Mother. It would have been better for them to know I was preparing the meal this morning anyway. But my brows lowered somewhat as I put on a smile and shook my head. I was sorry to have ruined what should have been an enjoyable meal. With my apology in mind, I continued to smile in an effort to avoid worsening the mood. There's little meaning to have in having meals that you can't enjoy with a happy heart. I wasn't bothered by Milo's reaction. On the contrary, he gave the expected response. After all, no one would want to eat anything made by death. They were afraid. At the moment they accepted a meal from death's hand, they themselves would be next. If I light this bitch on fire like the last orphanage, they all gonna die at the same damn time. Too much? Too much in a game that's like heavy and depressing? Listen, we gotta make jokes like this, okay? We've gotta make jokes about burning down orphanages. I mean, I think we have to in order to avoid the trauma and the sadness. I think the only thing that made that, I don't want to say passable, but like that it was okay, and you're like, okay, it's kind of like sad that like this orphanage burned down. It's like you didn't know the kids. They don't have sprites. They didn't have names. It was just random children, and you're like, I can just pretend that I don't, And like this, are we gonna feel really guilty if something happens to Milo? Because like, kind of a dick, but I kind of understand why he's a dick. Because like, we're deaf, and I can't blame him. But like, if the kids had like names and sprites, if they had sprites, it'd be way worse. But I understand why they wouldn't want to animate those or like draw them. But like, they're all gonna have names, so when they all inevitably die, probably, that's gonna be heavy. With our uncomfortable breakfast now over, I helped Mother wash the dishes, drying them almost as quickly as she passed them to me. My word! I can't believe how rebellious Milo has become. I've eaten meals of yours for years now, so I'm living proof that your cooking's perfectly safe. But please don't worry. I'm just surprised and happy that most of them actually ate everything on their plates. Well, even if they still find themselves rather guarded with you, I'm certain they admire you deep down. Yes, and I'm very lucky to be surrounded by such nice children. But I think it'd be for the best if I stayed away from the kitchen for the time being. Spacey, I don't mean to avoid helping out. Consider it my way of volunteering to do any other work to make up for it. I am your staff now, after all. Okay. So she's not... Okay. Because I was like, why are we here if we're like an adult? Okay. We're staying here because we probably have no place else to go. no way to make money or support ourselves, so we're staying at the orphanage as staff. That's so we get our room and board for working. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, if you say so, but I wonder if I can still ask you to cook dinner for 3 tomorrow as a favor to me. Why dinner for 3? You're going to be surprised. Last night I received a message from the Corps. Your dear brother Adolphe's finally coming for a visit tomorrow evening. I'm assuming Adolphe is not actually our fucking brother, because he's one of our love interests. I'm assuming it's brother, like, from the orphanage. You know, rando kid that grew up in the orphanage with us. Or, you know, that was here when we first came to whatever orphanage this is. You know what I mean? Because from the looks of that CG of Eve pulling us out, he looked like a kid. So I'm assuming we were a smaller child at the time. You know, maybe 7 or 8, whatever. He rescued us. We probably forgot about him. Or, I mean, you know, whatever. We came to this orphanage. We've been living here for years. Adolphe was probably here. That's what I'm guessing. He's been assigned to patrol the area the day after, so he'll be staying the night. Really? Adolphe? The news was so uplifting that I momentarily forgot my natural reflex to appear strong. I don't blame you because he's hot, so... Hell yeah, he is! Jesus, and he showed up. Look at you. My God, these boys are so damn skinny. Like, you are so skinny. Boy, somebody needs to feed you. Look, I like him like twigs. Don't get me wrong. I want him so twiggy that it looks like I could snap him in half if I hugged him too tight, okay? That's my... Nobody's got glasses in this game, so... That's my shit. For those of you who might be new here, or this is your first game, glasses are my weak point. Can't put glasses on a love. That's my love, and that's mine. Right there. That's it. Favorite. It's rare when the glasses character isn't my favorite. I'm just saying. They get special bonus points, though. But, like, damn this motherfucker. He's beautiful. I feel like all of them are beautiful. The art's beautiful. I like it. Adolphe used to live at the orphanage with us, and he was now 21 years old. Oh, sweetie. TikTok, motherfucker. You're about to die. There is just something kind of about this game, like the heaviness of the game, but when you take a step back, there's something fucking funny about an Otome game where they're like, when you turn 23, you die. Because again, anime logic is you're 30, you're basically, God forbid you're over 30, you're drawn like you're decrepit, and everyone's like, I can't believe you're still alive, Grandma, you're 41. 35, I'm about to die, better just put myself in my grave. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of ironic, and it's kind of like, where they were like, well, we gotta make the love interest younger, so like 23 is when everybody dies, so that's like why it's all tense and shit like that. But it's like, were you doing that as a little knock on the fact that anime logic is once you hit 30 you're basically dead, so you were like, let's do a play on that but make it 23, because that's absurd? Or did they know when they wrote this that everybody's starting to have complexes at 25? 25-year-olds are like, I'm 25, I'm so old. Sweetie, it's only gonna get worse when you hit 30. And then 35, and then 40, and 45, and then 50, and 50. I'm just like, listen. You at a certain point, and it's all downhill. So at 25, you're still going uphill. Don't start sliding downhill yet. Unless you're in this game, then like, actually you should be celebrating that you made 25. But anyway. Anyway, he's 21. I used to often cry and look down on myself, and he would always be there to protect me. He was just like a real brother to me. Well, that's going to make it awkward when we romance the pants off him. Since leaving the orphanage, he was now living alone. In Cohen? Okay, whatever. The commoner's district where we lived, he was the leader of the Corps, which looked after public order. I'm gonna go with Cohen, or Cohen? I don't know, wherever we live. A district mainly inhabited by commoners, with the largest population in Arpachel. It's gonna take me a long time to figure out what the fuck we're calling this country. It retains the architectural style of the country's past and has the highest concentration of orphanages, because it's for poor people. Adolphe, 1. A young man who lived with the heroine at the orphanage. He's the leader of the Corps and the heroine's foster brother. I guess for an orphanage, yeah. I guess that's what you would consider that. Anyway, we got to see our hottie. Got to see one of our hotties. He's not here yet, but like we're roughly at time, so I'm going to stop here. We'll continue and maybe get to see first boyfriendo, who's actually last boyfriendo, because I'm pretty sure Adolphe and Onco are in Les Salutes. Les Salad? I'm going to call it Les Salad just to mess with people. Anyway, Les Salutes. I want to say La Salute, not Les Salute. I don't know why that doesn't flow in my brain right. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but whatever. I'll let you know. Someone will correct me. But to be fair, there's going to be probably a lot of this. I obviously pre record for those who don't know. So by the time you see this part, I'll probably have like the first damn route done. Who knows? I'm going to be deep into it. So don't expect that if you try to correct pronunciations and like this part, it might not be fixed for like a month or so. Cause like I record in advance. I'm a little bit behind recording for this one. So it might not be as bad, but that's normally how we go. We record an entire route in one go long before you see it. So yeah. So just so you know, that's why I don't like, if you say something, it's not like the next episode. I'm like, oh, so-and-so pointed this out. I'll be talking about it like 2 months from now. So like, just, anyway, but I will see you guys next time. So far, this is only slightly traumatic. It's got a sad starting story, but like I anticipate it's only going to get worse. Good times. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.